you see Casey shaking her head. No, I'm such a good liar. But Debra Opri, witness after witness have gotten on the stand and said, she told me she worked at Universal Studios. She told me that the baby was with the nanny Zanny. I mean, a litany of people saying she was just making stuff up out of thin air. So why should anybody believe her when it comes to this allegation
Jane,
of sexual abuse?
Let's cut to the chase. Ready? Here's 101 question if I were the prosecutor. If Casey Anthony was sexually abused, why in hell is she allowing her child to be cared for by her father? Do I believe her? No. Is she insulting the jury with her defense litmus test here of child abuse? Yes, the jury is going to be severely insulted, and if she thinks this is going to get her off the death penalty, she's sadly mistaken. There's one thing that gets you off of the death penalty. It's your remorse. And when she's pointing the finger at an innocent man and parents, she is not showing any remorse. She's a pathological liar, in my opinion, and this defense is going to hit them square in the face.
Well, I got to say, you're making a very good point, but I don't hear these points coming from prosecutors. They're very laid back. You're very passionate. The opening statement, I thought, by the prosecution was very good, but it really didn't address motive that much. It really laid out...
Foundation.
Well, what does that mean? Is that a rock group? What, explain
it means
for a second.
That you can, Jane, you've been in trials. I've sat in with you in the courtroom.
Yeah.
Before you can get evidence in, you've got to lay a foundation.
I'm talking about the opening statement. When did they address?
That's right. You've got to prove it. You've got to prove it. You've got to prove it. Because at the end of this case, you know what I'm going to say?
Stacey.
Yes.
If she was buying the defense argument, would she help me out, Debra Opri?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to help you out. First of all, before trial, depositions are taken. Depositions will give both sides clear notice of what the case is going to be on both sides. I can bet you that Casey's attorney heard the deposition of the father,
I don't agree with you either.
The evidence.
Okay,
and he
Barb.
had the evidence.
Barb,
let me finish.
Texas. Barb, Texas. Your question or thought?
Oh, I'm not. It's not a question. It's a statement.
Okay.
I've been a nurse for 17 years, and she's a pathological liar. She could probably even have that poor defense attorney believe in everything she says.
Woo! Very good point. Okay, Debra, I'm going to go back to you on that. Do you think Jose Baez accepts what she says? This girl has said by her own admission she's a good liar.
Yes, I said it on the break, she's a sociopath, but the key here is when she heard her father's deposition testimony if he was going to really hurt her, I think they came up with anything that can degrade the father's testimony, and this was it. It's not going to fly.
Well, wait a second.
And it is
Deborah,
insulting. And the father and the mother are in court with the arm around him. Jane, you're absolutely correct. They are a team.
On the other hand, possibly if, and I say if, big if she was a victim of sexual abuse, then she would only know inappropriate things to do in a bed and not think anything of putting her 2-year-old in a bed with a boyfriend.
Is this trial going to get even uglier?
It's just starting. We have 2 cases being tried, 2 themes. The prosecution's going to stay with the murder case. The defense is going to stay with the father and anybody else is responsible. If we let these 2 cases merge, it's going to start making sense, but these are all puzzle pieces to these witnesses and to this case and to their theories.
That's not going to happen. That's not.
Tomorrow, I'm sure there'll be more blockbusters, and we're going to be right back.